Hey guys, it's me Punam from Khao, and today I'm going to show you how to make squash and turmeric soup.
If I'm honest, then I'm not actually a massive fan of soup. There's something a little bit tiring, or maybe I'm just really lazy about like getting constantly drinking something like this with a spoon. I prefer actually using like a bread to sweep up and like sort of eat my soup like that. So I always want to have bread with my soup. I hope you guys like this recipe I'm sharing today for a very hearty, quite spicy actually, and very healthy as well, winter soup made with some squash that I had found from surplus vegetables, and also lots of delicious spicy ginger and some fresh turmeric. Hope you guys like. Let's have a look at the ingredients. Used a butternut squash, carrots, tomato, red chilli, which is optional. For spices, I've got black pepper, I'm using some organic ginger, and I do have some fresh turmeric. If you can't find that, you can just use the powdered one, and then olive oil. Plus, I'll also be adding some salt to taste and some water as well. Heat the oven to 180. You can do it on convection fan with the grill option if you like, so that you get a nice char on your butternut squash. Preheat the oven, and on a baking tray we're going to get our squash ready for roasting. You just slice it in half, drizzle it with a good hearty amount of olive oil and some sea salt, and then bake this for roughly about 25 to 30 minutes until soft and charred. Whilst this is baking, we're going to grill the rest of our ingredients. Firstly, we're going to peel the carrots, chop up our tomato, and also, just for good measure, I'm going to keep my ginger and my turmeric peeled and ready on the side. On a griddle, you want to now roast, mostly dry roast, I don't really put any oil when I do this, the carrots, which I've just sliced in half so I can get a nice char all around them. I'm using half a tomato because I have a really big tomato and I'm only making a small portion for lunch, and then I'm using one red pepper, which I'm also going to be roasting all the way through. If you like, you can also add garlic to this. Turning and roasting and getting a nice char on your vegetables. This will take roughly about 10 to 15 minutes. Don't worry too much about your carrots getting cooked because we are going to be pureeing them anyway, so it's not like they're going to stay raw. So just make sure that you get a nice sort of like colour on them. Once these are all done, remove them from the heat and put them on the side to cool. Now I'm just checking on my butternut squash and I see that it's beautifully cooked and charred, so I'm also removing this from the heat and letting it cool a little bit so that I can handle it. I'm using my blend tech and I'm going to be blitzing all of this through. So to this I'm adding my ginger and turmeric, then I'm adding my carrots, tomatoes, the red chilli, and I've just slightly chopped everything up into slightly smaller chunks. And then using a spoon, I'm just scooping out all of the lovely inner part of the butternut squash and just leaving the skin behind. I add 2 cups of water and I blitz it through really well. Now I'm going to add this into a pan. You don't want to worry if it does look like it's all kind of like sticking together and it's not very loose, because as we start heating it up and cooking it in the pan, it's going to start to become really smooth and really lovely. So pop all of your vegetables and your whole pureed soup into a pot. You want to make sure that it's big enough for you to have some space to stir, and you want to do this on sort of like a medium heat to begin with, because we want to just get our soup really hot to get it going, and just so that all the vegetables can really lovely sort of like cook through a little bit more in the water. I've added roughly 800 mils, just under a litre of water to this, because I really like it being quite light and liquidy, but you can really adjust this based on how you prefer. You can leave it thicker if you like as well, that's absolutely fine. To season, I'm simply just adding some black pepper and some salt. You can add any other herbs and spices to this that you like. And then I'm going to let this cook and simmer until it comes to the boil, roughly for about 10 to 15 minutes. Once I can see that my soup is ready, it's good to go. I'm serving it with a little finish of some nice quality olive oil, and I'm having it with some buttered baguettes. You can really enjoy this as it is on its own, with a toasted sandwich, or in any other way you like. It's a really hearty, wholesome and quite spicy soup because of the ginger and the red chilies, but you can really adjust this around as you like. I hope you guys like this warming butternut squash soup, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks guys, bye!